Hello, this is Robert Redfern with my Thursday newsletter, and I've got some interesting news which I wanted to share with you and read it out to make sure everything was emphasised. And so I start off, this is all written in the newsletter, of course, so you can read it all. But here is great news. The UK government website has downgraded the seriousness of coronavirus. And they say on their website, it says clearly, as of the 19th of March 2020, COVID-19, that's coronavirus, is no longer considered to be a high consequence infectious disease in the UK. Now, this was crazy because on the same day, the 19th, the government literally closed down the country and put everybody out of work. So why would they announce on their website it was no longer infectious or considered infectious and close it down? Anyway, it went on to say the Four Nations Public Health Group made an interim recommendation in January 2020 to classify COVID-19 as a HCID, which is the high consequence infectious disease. This was based on considerations of the UK HCID criteria about the virus and the disease, with information available during the early stages of the outbreak. Now that more is known about COVID-19, the public health bodies in the UK have reviewed the most up-to-date information about COVID-19 against the UK HCID criteria, and they have determined that several features have now changed. In particular, more information is available about mortality rates, low overall. I repeat that, the mortality rates are low overall. And there is now greater clinical awareness and specific and sensitive laboratory tests, the availability of which continues to increase. So what they're saying is now that the number of people dying is low overall. Why would they close the country down? They go on to say the Advisory Committee on Dangerous Pathogens is also of the opinion that COVID-19 should no longer be classified as a high consequence infectious disease, HCID, in the UK. The need to have a national coordinated response remains, but this is being met by the government's COVID-19 response. Cases of COVID-19 are no longer managed by HCID treatment centres only. All healthcare workers managing possibly and confirmed cases should follow the updated blah, blah, blah. So they're saying it's not particularly infectious. They're saying that it's the mortality rate is very low on it. But if you look at the media in the UK, that like in all countries, they're saying masses of people are dying. But it is not true. According to the government's website, quite specifically, they're saying it. And I think all we can do is stop listening to the fake media. We need to stop eating processed junk foods. We need to take essential vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D3, and get out into the sunshine when we can, because people have been told they can't even go out except to walk the dog or have a little exercise. You can read, I've put the link on the newsletter, and you can read all the facts, the government facts on this. But we still have prison planet. No matter what the honest scientists are saying, the government, for some crazy reason, I'm not sure the governments are not being forced into this by powers that are beyond you and me, because they always seem to have a little bit, reading President Trump, he's saying, he wants everything clear by Easter. Is it wishful thinking? Are the people, in fact, he's just told one of the doctors in the USA, that's a government doctor, to stop putting out information unless it's cleared with him. I think the doctor was, if you like, saying all these things. Anyway, this is where we are now. Most European and world economies are at a standstill. Shops, hotels, restaurants, bars, most offices and many factories are closed. virtually all European car manufacturing has come to a halt. The airline and tourist industry is collapsing. People are stuck overseas trying to get back to the UK and they just can't get here. Even small businesses that haven't got cash flow for a couple of weeks are in trouble. And it's an unbelievable tragic catastrophe which is now hitting the world. And I've talked about the coming collapse of the world economy since 2008 because I read that they have not solved the problem of 2008 and they're just printing money. And I've done my best to tell people to protect themselves by getting healthy. This is one of the major reasons that I implore people, get healthy. Don't put it off. But sadly, most people believe that good times are going to come back quickly. And I'm not sure this is going to happen. And we may have a shock. There's always a catalyst for downturns, and the world couldn't have been hit by a worse trigger. The economic downturn in history was just waiting for this trigger. And I believe there's two reasons for these to happen. I think the pharma medical cartel have been concerned for a while that the public are realizing that vaccinations may not be as safe and effective as claimed. And this followed the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control in the USA, Dr. Bill Thompson's revelations, which published 10,000 documents from the CDC exposing a cover-up of the side effects and failure of vaccines, particularly with autism. The pharma medical cartel quickly realized that COVID-19 that originated in China was an opportunity to terrorize the population by exaggerating its effects. And they're trying to, they're hoping that they can make out that vaccines are going to be our savior from COVID-19. Excuse me, I don't think so. I really don't think so. And the second opportunity, I think, for something to cause this is the pharma medical cartel's actions gave the central banks around the world the perfect opportunity to crash the economies of the main countries and to hide their printing of trillions of paper money, which in truth has not done us any good, but it's made lots of billionaires, millionaires, and now trillionaires. And they're blaming the economic crash on COVID-19 rather than the irresponsible printing of paper money, which is not backed by any value. And the thing is, they might just devalue all money and put up the cost of living. So we all need to be healthy with this. So who is the pharma medical cartel? It's a strong alliance of the drug companies that hold patents, not just ordinary drug companies, but they always hold patents, and that's because patents are licensed to print money and real money, and the medical health authorities around the world, and they hold power over the lives of everybody. They tell you what you can do and what you can't do. They tell me what I can do and what I can't do. I can't. They try to block supplements around the world and put restrictions on them. And they really hold power over the lives of everyone that needs medical care in most countries around the world. Their offering is disease management, and they actively discourage real healthcare. And they try to turn people away from real healthcare to their products and services, which are drugs and medical care. And this now includes the World Health Organization that used to be an independent, unbiased organization giving help and advice for health around the world. But now this organization just works hand in glove with the pharma medical cartel, and doctors move between the two organizations very easily, and it wasn't always like that. In all countries, the organization tasked by government to monitor health, such as the FDA, the Center for Disease Control in the USA, along with the MHRA in the UK, are run by people who are guaranteed a huge payday by the medical pharma cartel. And the latest example is a former CDC director, Julie Gerberding. And she after leaving the CDC, which is supposed to be looking out for your health, when she left there, she took a lucrative position as president of Merck's vaccine division and was rewarded to the tune of $16 million. This is a person who was supposedly looking after your health. And this is just an example of how the wealthiest companies in the world can buy influence. This example may be a minor one when you look at how much medical doctors are paid by certain drugs that they prescribe. I was reading recently 28,000 doctors, a list of them has been published that were being paid to push drugs in the USA, certain drugs, narcotic drugs, which has ruined people's lives. COVID-19, this is a coronavirus that may or may not be spread easily. There's fake news about it spread by the media, and the government websites seem to contradict all this in the media. And it's a misfortune of both the deaths of people and economic crash. And it's partly since the media are mostly immune to the loss of jobs and income that they seem to push this, and the population suffer. Also, I think much of the media may be hand in glove with the establishment on this. Corona-19, according to independent-minded epidemiologists such as Emeritus Professor Paul Cosford, is not worse than, and he said, Emeritus Medical Director, Professor Paul Cosford, CB, and he said it's not worse than the seasonal flu, and they don't come higher level, certainly in the UK, than this guy. So I believe the effects are being exaggerated as to the number of people dying and its effects on health population. They can do this because people die anyway. They die from lung disease, and it seems that according to the government website, not many fatalities are coming from it yet. You read in the media that they are. So this is quite important that you are aware and don't be scared by everything you're reading in the media that people are dying. We have to look after your health because we all need to be healthy in this, strong and healthy, but you don't have to worry about it. And just so you know, there are already 3 successful drug treatments. Now, those are drugs, not nutrition, that have been shown to stop COVID-19, but they're not being used. You can read about them, but they're not being used. And vitamin C is quite nice to see that China used vitamin C intravenously to resolve a lot of their problems, as well as one of those drugs I was just talking about. And it's actually being used in New York by a brave doctor. I say the brave because, doctors are usually stopped from using nutrition to do such things. But the pharma medical cartel are just trying to bring a vaccine to market. They keep talking about when the vaccine comes, everything will be fine. When the vaccine comes, I think they really want us to all be vaccinated. And I, for one, don't want that. So, in a nutshell, I really recommend that you get healthy, whatever it takes. Do the things. I put them in my newsletters every week, and just a few things is, a 5 simple step plan to prevent severe infection and get healthy. Stop eating all grains and cereals and other high sugar foods and drinks. Carbohydrates are sugar. Potatoes, breads, all these things, they're all sugar. When you put sugar into your body immune system is depleted. And so you need to stop those things. As well as that, lots of them, grains and cereals are contaminated with Roundup herbicide and other bad things. They're also bad for your digestive tract as well. So bread, Patriot biscuits, breakfast cereals, rice, potatoes, parsnips, and wheat-based pasta, just stop them. Eat more colourful vegetables and dark-skinned fruits. You can't eat enough of those things. You can just eat them all day long and you'll get fantastic nutrition from them. As well as that, they also fight infection and they feed your immune system to boost it, unlike carbs, which actually deplete your immune system and leave you weak. You need to walk as much as possible for circulation to get oxygen around the blood and around the lungs and around the brain, everywhere. It's just really important that you walk. If you can't walk, then you should work out a set of exercises in your home that you can do. Last but not least is the second to the last is drinking glasses of water every day with sodium bicarbonate. You've probably read this in my newsletter and thought, why is that? Well, sodium bicarbonate is an alkalizer, and when the body becomes sick or potentially sick, it starts to acidify, and that's usually from diet and poor exercise and many things. By taking sodium bicarbonate, you alkalize the body, and you will literally save your life with it. If you were rushed to hospital with a failing kidneys or failing heart, whatever, lungs, they would give you intravenously magnesium and sodium bicarbonate straight into your veins to save your life. You can save your life every day by having 6 glasses of water with some sodium bicarbonate in it. And last but not least is use supplements. Supplements, I know it's my business, but I take them all. And I'm 74 and I'm super fit and healthy, and I intend to be for many, many years to come. So there's supplements in my newsletter, and if you need any help, need any support, please write to us anytime, anywhere. We're always there, and we will always help you. And if you're financially disadvantaged for any reason, we will do anything we can to help you to make sure that you really, really can come through all this, because I'm not really happy about times to come, but I'm happy that if you're fit and healthy, you can get through it the same as of all. This is Robert Redfern, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.